Easy Explain, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Introduction. So Ralph Waldo Emerson was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1803, and he died in Concord, Massachusetts in 1882. Pretty famous guy. He first rose to fame locally as a minister in the Boston area. He was also writing essays. They became pretty popular. He was working from out of the Harvard Divinity School, so he was a Harvard guy as well. From his preaching, from his essays, he got enough notoriety to make a worthwhile trip to Europe. He traveled around and met a lot of, was bumping elbows with a lot of other very famous, well-known literary folk at the time in Europe, like Carlyle, Coleridge, Mill, Wordsworth. Spent some time there. On his return to America, back to the Boston area, back to Massachusetts, he formed the Transcendental Club. That's this movement he's really at the forefront of. It's this American transcendentalism. That's his school of thought. It's really his movement he's taking ownership of. And then very famously, he brings Henry David Thoreau under his wing in a sort of tutelage before Thoreau goes off and does Walden, right? They're actually studying together and working together, working on this transcendental movement. Along the same vein, at the same time, Emerson's also creating his own literary journal, for lack of a better term. It's called The Dial. And he's using this platform to publish his own essays and also others. People like Thoreau in that greater Boston, Harvard area circle, all working on this kind of new age philosophy at the time. And this is, in the 1830s, 1840s. From this, from his essays, from The Dial, from, going on tours and speaking, continuing to publish, he gains even more notoriety. A lot of success is coming to him. He meets some more famous people, right? He meets Charles Dickens, he meets de Tocqueville, he meets Lord Alfred Tennyson. And then he is also credited with inspiring Walt Whitman, and Walt Whitman rising to, the level that he does as America's first standout poet. Brief reading list, recommended reading list here. One of the first essays that comes out of Emerson's time as a minister is something that he calls the Lord's Supper. That actually predates Nature, which is where we're going to start in this playlist. It's what we're going to really start our focus on. We're going to move into the American Scholar next, which was similar to this next one in 1838, the Harvard Divinity School address. Two sort of commencement speech addresses he gives that really brought him a lot of renown. One of my favorite essays by Emerson is Self-Reliance. We'll also look at that one. The three bolded ones is what we'll focus on. But some more beyond that were very popular for Emerson at the time. It's the Oversoul, the Transcendentalist, and the Poet. The Poet really being his call for a great American poet to rise up. And Whitman reads this and is very inspired. And this is a direct connection to, Whitman's fame and Whitman's story as well. So just some recommendations, but we are going to be looking at Nature, the American Scholar, and Self-Reliance. The Nature coming up next. For now, hope that helps.